What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday, July 9th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on right here on Pub Sports Radio. A very enjoyable evening last night on Razor Sharp Picks horse racing show with my mom alongside. It was very, very fun. Kraken fueled glory. And we bounced back. 3-0-1. We pushed on Philadelphia, Chicago Cubs first 5 under 4. We cashed the Reds first 5. Cashed the Tigers first 5 at plus 100. Cashed the Nationals first 5 at plus 110. Although it got a little hairy with the 7-run fourth inning by the Padres when it was 8-0 and looked very, very good. So we are not as good as we were just 48 short hours ago, but 196 wins, 165 losses, 54.3% plus 9.09 units, ROI plus 2.52%, average line minus 112. So we are back in business, and we are heading into the All-Star break. And I would like to head in double-digit units up very badly. So that's the plan. We're plus 9.09 units. One winning day here will be in business. And heads up for what's happening next week. Wednesday, I'll be doing the NBA Pub Hub show. We don't really have much sports going on. There's one game Thursday. So Thursday, we're going to do the opening day at Saratoga. We're going to hammer the horses all day, Saratoga here. I'm betting with the bag. And then Friday, we're back to a regular show. And then Saturday, we are in discussions right now, whether it be horse racing or a Loshak in the bag, because Pete Loshak is available. And there's some of our cappers that we roll with that are working during the week and are available on Saturdays. So we're in discussions right there. But great to see everybody. Danny A in the house. His son's first half full game was money. Get your broomsticks out, says Danny A. Professor Chris, ready to go. Says much better card today than yesterday. But we ate. That's all that matters, is that we ate. Fap win. He gives us glory on this show. Says Australian races, Gawler race 3, D3, Pearl Bandit at 3-1. And spectacular work. Top of the morning from Windsor. Got the trailer set up, and I'm chilling, listening to the best show. Much love to you, Turnsey, my guy. Jansen Bonzen, ready to go. Says White Sox run line. I've only made one bet so far, and that's fading the Detroit Tigers that were so good to us in the first 5. Now they lost full game. I have a feeling that Matt Manning gets touched today. So the first 5s weren't available. I couldn't get a run line on the first 5s. So for me, I bet 3 stars. So I took the first 4.5 minus a half, minus 120. That's the only bet I've made, but there's a couple more that I'm looking very closely at. North Ender. Look at North Ender at the gym, checking in, getting the sweat on. Javier Gonzalez says, I'm liking Detroit and Reds unders. All right. Trinity saying, why the Rays minus 130. I can't wait to break this card down. We're coming off a good day. Last Friday, we went 4-0. There's Hustle Wilson ready to go. Nigel Lee in the house. Razor sharp picks. Nice, easy 8-0 winner with Gambler's First Glance. Let's do it again today. We are locked and loaded. Had a great time on your show last night. Thank you so much. There's Joshua Kiakanlaya ready to get to work. Luke Murphy. Lance LaRose in the house. Jimmy Gomez. Max on record 0-8 to 3-0. Yes, we turned it around. And it was crucial. There's Platinum Paul trapping and capping. Sam Culmer ready to go. Coco Bongo coming to us from Van City. All right. It is time to attack. Von Polo says, Nats suck. Glad I took first 5. Yeah, God, that was crazy, Von Polo. Absolutely crazy. Mally Mal, Amsterdam, what else? Ostino Ligid ready to go. Says, yeah, I didn't feel I had a good handle on game 2. Tucker Prop hit in the first quarter, and he did nothing offensively, just like game 1. Yeah, shout out to Wham Bam. That was his look on yesterday's show. Jansen says, does the wife cap too? She bets on occasion, but I wouldn't say that she caps. Padres were minus 150. Win was secured. That's some crazy ass shit. Oh, Matty Ice. Look, your taint led me to the Reds' first 5. So we know how spectacular of a capper you are. 2 weeks does not a season make and does not a career make. So Danny A says betting world sucks next week. That's why we focus on the ponies. That's why we hit the horses. That's the plan for tomorrow. There's Nut Flush on back home from Vegas with a nice pocket full of cash. I love it. And says tomorrow's card will be a great look at overs on the dumpster teams today. That was crazy. The relief pitcher hitting a grand slam, absolutely nuts. Isaiah Bolton ready to eat. Jared Nichols says McGregor easy money of the year. Can't wait for that fight. Jared JB ready to go. All right. Bases loaded with no outs and didn't score. It was bases loaded. What, 3 of the first 5 innings? Unbelievable. All right, and there's Ski Profit in the house. Great to see you, Ski. You're gonna get back on track, Matty. We've been with you for too long. Danny A says Jimmy never bet on the ponies before. Might have to give it a shot. Yeah. So Thursday we're doing the opening day of Saratoga here. I'm betting with the bag. All right, let's get to work. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. Happy Friday. Let's get this weekend started. We're winners, baby. We start at 2:20 p.m. Eastern. St. Louis Cardinals 43-45, 20-27 on the road. At the Chicago Cubs 43-45, 27-16 at home. And quick shout out to Noli Knows who got me this Long Beach hat when I was down in LA hanging with the boys. So big shout out to Noli Knows. All right, Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois, 72 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 7 miles per hour in. Wade LeBlanc. God, this guy is. If you use your eye test, you think that your whole family could connect off this guy. He looks so hittable. And he's a soft-tossing lefty. And those soft-tossing lefties, they get to me. All right, taint play of the day is in Astros full game -130. I almost already bet that. I came very, very close to already betting that. Taint play of the day is in Astros full game of -130. I stopped when I saw the market move to the Yankees because it confused me. And we will talk about this game more. But Astros full game taint play of we have added Mia Khalifa to a new version of the new version because Mia Khalifa must be on our show as much as possible. Okay, so taint play of the day is in. It is Astros full game. Astros full game here. Let me just make sure that I've got the note. And not only that, but Jose is also breaking down that game. And I imagine it's because of Nestor Cortez's sweet, sweet, sweet mustache, inspiring Jose to have a stronger mustache as well. Astros -130 is taint. Dennis Trusty in the house. What up, Trusty? And Eric Rosas says, my last 2 days have been atrocious. Oh, man, Eric Rosas, I was hoping that you would bounce back with us yesterday. I hate hearing that. I hate hearing that. Let's get you back. Let's get you right. Let's get you right. Let's get you right. And are you going to use Wade LeBlanc when you try to get right? These soft tossing lefties. 2.16 ERA, 1.20 whip, 16 2/3, 9 Ks, 5 walks, 3 home runs. Any team could have had Wade LeBlanc in their rotation for a cup of coffee in the offseason. And his last start was really good, and it was at Coors Field in Colorado. 5 2/3, 3 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, and a 3-2 loss. At the Rockies, I don't know what to do with him. I want to fade him so badly. Going up against Kyle Hendricks, 10-4, 3.83 ERA, 1.25 whip, 98 2/3, 79 Ks, 19 walks, 20 home runs. In his last start, he had a nice one. Quality. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 5 Ks, and a 3-2 loss at the Reds. The Cardinals are hitting .227, 673 OPS versus righties. The Cubs versus lefties, .252, 744 OPS. And we're going to switch it up a little bit with the bullpen talk. We're now going to move to the last 30 days. Let's not talk about the whole season anymore. Let's talk about the last 30 days of the bullpen. So we're switching in that. So the Cardinals bullpen over the last 30 days has been decent. 4.08 ERA, 1.37 whip. They've converted 5 of 7 save opportunities. Cubs bullpen over the last 30 days has been terrible. And we remember that giant run they went on this bullpen, that huge streak of innings without allowing a run. They have a 5.01 ERA, 1.32 whip, have converted 5 of 8 save opportunities. All right. CT Bays in the house. So here we go. Cards, Cubbies, little afternoon Friday action. Let's pop up the pertinent information. First, we'll start with the market move here. We have the Cubbies open up at minus 168. They're now minus 149. A 19-cent move to Wade LeBlanc. How? God, this guy just throws me for a loop, man. This total opened up at 8, juice to the over. It's still juice to the over, but there's been a 6-cent move to the under. CT Bay says the pair missing from Cubs pen is a huge loss. Penn strong with a lead. Middle guy's so when losing. So when Nigel Lee says Cubs are just trash, no way in hell this game is not worth the risk. We have CT Bays says Cubs are toast. I will take the Cards as a dog. And we have a friend from the Far East saying Cardinals money line. Same with Keon Jackson, St. Louis money line. Professor Chris says I already bet the Cards, and Matthew Finn is on the over 8.5. Kyle Hintley in the house. Life of Von Polo says give me the dog. Jared JB says Cubs are a bit banged up. All right, so let's move to baseball data here and see if that leads us anywhere. Here we go. Against LeBlanc, they're hitting 286 with a 951 OPS. And Rizzo, 3 home runs. He's 5 for 6 against them. Hayward's 5 for 14. Marisnik's 5 for 14. Both of them have jacks. Against Hendricks, 220 with a 629 OPS. Mally Mouse says Cubs lineup yesterday was trash. There's Nilo in the house. Young Suave says Cubs are booty juice. Says I'm gonna pass on this game. Well, I tell you what, I wish that the market wasn't moving in this direction because I would prefer to fade Wade. 44% of the tickets on the Cardinals, just 20% of the cash on the Cardinals. That's with 3,694 tickets in, and yet the market's moved towards them. Why? 48% of the tickets on the over and 64% of the cash on the over. Nigel Lee says Cubs ran 8 runners last night and couldn't score a run. They are already on the break. CT Bay says Cubs GM ready to sell. Starts with foot out the door. There's Robert Cherry ready to get to work. Here we go. St. Louis, Chicago. I don't know what to do. Rodney Barton says Cubs all the way. Don't overthink it. I have to be scared. I have to have a red flag. There's a few pitchers that just screw me. Wade LeBlanc being one of them. And I can't. The market moved towards the Cardinals. Nufflush says Cubs will hit him. And with Cards as a live dog, give me the over 8. I don't care about the line move. Rodney Barton says Hendricks will put him away. 72 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 7 miles per hour in. Keon Jackson, St. Louis, first 5. I can't move on it. And I'm not going to move on it. So there we have our first spot on the board. No move for me in Cardinals at Cubbies. That's the afternoon action. Look, I want to have afternoon action. But I want to succeed, and I want money in my pocket. There's Stat Guap, 50-50 in the house. Too long. Stat Guap rolling with us. Okay, we move on to 7:05 p.m. Eastern. And, fuck, man. I want to have action on that afternoon game, but I don't feel confident in anything. Nutflush says, I see a first 5 cards with a Cubs full game money line. All right. We move on. 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Chicago White Sox 51-35, 20-21 on the road at the Baltimore Orioles 28-58, 13-27 at home. Ralph Nunziata in the house says Aaron Judge will be a San Francisco Giant by trading deadline. Oh fuck, that'd be huge for you guys. All right, White Sox Orioles. Orioles 30 games under 500, 13-27 at home. Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland, 84 Fahrenheit, humid, partly cloudy, 7 miles per hour across the diamond. Dallas Keuchel going up against Jorge Lopez. Keuchel 6-3, 4.48 ERA, 1.39 WHIP, 90 in the third, 55 Ks, 30 walks, 12 home runs. In his last start, he went 4 innings, allowed 7 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 homer, 3 walks, 2 Ks, and an 11-5 loss at the Tigers. Jorge Lopez has had a bad season. 2-11, 6.02 ERA, 1.60 WHIP, 77 Ks, 37 walks, and 80 2/3, 14 home runs allowed. In his last start, it was a tough spot at the Angels. He went 4 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, no homers, 4 walks, 4 Ks. CT Bay says over feels about right in Baltimore. Leroy Flood on the White Sox Orioles first 5 over. Stat Guap, look, there's been a 19-cent move towards the Cardinals. I don't know how there could be a market move towards Wade LeBlanc, and it's scaring me off the game. So R in the house joining us here from the 6 says Dallas K over pitcher. Gerald Jones says, why are the White Sox not bigger fave? Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. Let's talk more about this spot. First off, this total opened up at 10, minus 113 to the over. That's where it stands right now. No movement there. And let's take a look at the money line spot here. We have the White Sox opening up at minus 140, and now they're at minus 135. Fishy. Picasso the Prophet in the house. Great to see you. Fishy. Molly Mouse says, how are the Orioles hitting off him? Let's check that out right now. Against Keuchel, 276 with a 679 OPS. So they don't hit him hard, but they hit lefties hard. 277, 774 OPS. White Sox versus righties, 252, 737 OPS. White Sox bullpen in the last 30 days, 4.51 ERA, 1.34 WHIP, converted 8-11. They've been bad, but nobody has been as bad as the Baltimore Orioles bullpen over the last 30 days. 6.74 ERA, 1.68 WHIP, and have converted 4 of 6 save opportunities. CT Bay says because Keuchel is awful and the Orioles like seeing lefties. Sebastian A says all over the White Sox run line today, backing Keuchel off a horrid start last out. Yeah, he got touched for 7 earned runs at the Tigers. Okay. The White Sox are hitting 395 with a 1.228 OPS against Jorge Lopez. So why is the over not getting hit harder? Let's see where the cash is. You'd think that this total would have already moved to 10.5. So you have 77% of the tickets on the White Sox and 49% of the cash. So clearly, there's some sharps that think Jorge Lopez needs to be back home to have a good start. And Keuchel, that terrible start was a sign of what's to come. Then we have 51% of the tickets on the under and 66% of the cash. So clearly, there's either sharps or syndicates or somebody expecting a good start from Jorge Lopez. Carlos Luder says 50% chance of rain in Baltimore. There's mixed messages in this spot. It makes me really uncomfortable. Why are the White Sox not bigger favorites? The Orioles are just 13-27 at home and have a pitcher on the bump with a 6.02 ERA, and it goes from minus 140 to minus 135. It's fishy. It's fucking fishy, man. So, CT basis, White Sox 8-2, Orioles 7-3, last 10 to the over. Mally Mouse says, pass game, don't want Keuchel on my ticket. Soupy Panties wants to know if Baez or Bryant out or in. Let's see if we can get you a lineup for you very quickly. Deliver you that information that you wholeheartedly deserve. Here we go. Let's see. No, we don't have any confirmed lineups. Okay. Nutflush says, remember, these teams will not be quick to pull these pitchers when they're getting shelled. They have 0 to play for. Look at that note from our man Jose on the 1s and 2s. He says, GM Jed Hoyer saying, life comes at you fast after losing streak and realizing they are selling. Ishmael Reeves likes that over. Yeah, I get it. But why is it? Look, this is too fishy for me. This is too fishy for me. Nothing. No move. Nothing. Moving on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Next on the board, Atlanta Braves 42-44, 18-22 on the road at Miami Marlins 38-48, 21-19 at home. And CT Base says the low line screaming books want White Sox money, not falling for it. Exactly. But I don't have the balls to take the other side. All right, let's move on. No need to reach 15 games on the card. Next up, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, Atlanta Braves 42-44, 18-22 on the road at the Miami Marlins 38-48, 21-19 at home. We're at loanDepot Park in Miami, Florida. I'm not getting information on the roof in these Marlins games. I don't know if anybody can help me find a spot where I can get this information. It's driving me crazy. It's been driving me crazy all year. It's a nice night. If I was a fan, I'd want the roof to be open. 82 Fahrenheit. It's humid, mostly cloudy, 9 miles per hour in. So I don't know what's going on with the roof. Charlie Morton going up against Zach Thompson. Morton 7-3, 3.91 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, 92 innings, 107 Ks, 31 walks, 9 home runs. Has looked very good of late. Now his last start was not very good. So he had 3 great starts and then got hurt here. Went 5 1/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 homer, 2 walks, 7 Ks in an 8-7 extra inning win at home versus the Marlins, going up against Zach Thompson, who had a decent start, a quality start last out. 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 1 walk, 6 Ks, and 8-7 extra inning loss to the Braves. So these guys went up against each other just last week. CT Bay says Marlins win late off bad Braves pen. And Ishmael Reeves says my play today is take the under. Sharpie says I'm on the Marlins team total over 3.5. Marlins have seen Morton 3 times this year, have scored 4 runs each time off Morton, including last week when they just see him advantage hitting. That is a good take. Mally Mouse says team totals have been hurting him this week. I like your take. Makes sense. Let's break it down a little more. We talked about the bad Braves pen. They haven't been that bad over the last 30 days. Over the last 30 days, 4.03 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, have converted 6 of 9 save opportunities. Marlins bullpen over the last 30 days, 3.05 ERA, 1.20 WHIP, have converted 5 of 7 save opportunities. The Marlins don't hit righties hard, 235, 678 OPS. The Braves are hitting 237, 748 OPS versus righties. Okay. Eric Rosa says I might tail that Marlins team total over. There's DC in the house. Mally Mouse says Braves coming off a 14-run game. All right. Well, let's go to baseball data, and then we'll move over to see what the market is telling us. Against Morton, they're hitting 243 with a 661 OPS. Jazz is 4 for 6 against them with a homer. Duvall 2 for 8 with a homer. Against Zach Thompson, 206 with a 611 OPS. He has shut these Braves down. 7 for 34 with 3 singles, 3 doubles, and a homer. Impressive. Acuna, 1 for 6 with a homer. Freeman, 1 for 4. Albies, 0 for 5. Very, very, very interesting. Let's pull up the market and see where the cash is in this spot. Morton and the Braves open up at minus 137 and move to minus 116. Damn. A 21-cent move towards the Marlins. Extremely interesting. And Snell scratched due to fatigue. I was thinking that might have been the case because some books had him listed and some didn't. Thank you for the heads up, CT Base. Ralph Dunziata says, when will the Blue Jays be welcome home in Canada? That's a good question. There was some hope for July 30th, but I think that's out the window now. DC says Braves are 5-1 in the last 6 games versus started with a whip less than 1.15. Our man Dan Trusty says with this over being 7.5, since June 19th, every series they have been in has gone over. Wow. Okay, so we've seen this big market move towards these Marlins. Let's see where the cash is at. Here we have, look at that. Wow. 66% of the tickets on the Braves, 53% of the cash on the Braves, and yet this market has moved heavily towards the Marlins. 68% of the tickets on the over, but just 41% of the cash. And look at this, a gambler's first glance that can be seen here on Pop Sports Radio from our man Razor Sharp Picks, who's coming off an 8-0 winner on this. Says Marlins money line plus 108. DC says Marlins 2-9 in their last 11 games versus starter with a whip less than 1.15. CT Bay says Marlins money line better starter tonight. Wow. Okay. So let's take a look at that team total, what it's being offered at my book on the Marlins. Should be nice and low, right? Over 3.5 at plus 100. What did... Oh, and Sharpie got plus 110. Razor says Marlins are 4-1 in the last 5 games with right-handed starter. Marlins are 5-2 in the last 7 home games. Extremely interesting spot, and Sharpie might have absolutely nailed it. Soupy Panic says kind of like no run first inning here, but Acuna scares me. Wow. So there's already been a massive market move towards the Marlins. That wasn't part of my plan, but I think that Marlins team total over is a nice look. Plus money at 3.5. I think Sharpie's talking my language. All right. We move on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern is next up. Kansas City Royals 36-51, 15-29 on the road. At the Cleveland Indians 43-42, 22-19 at home. Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio, 70 Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy, 8 miles per hour in. We have Brad Keller going up against Tristan McKenzie. Tristan McKenzie has not looked good this year and was sent down to the minors about a month ago. At AAA Columbus, he's had a pretty good year. He's 1-1 with a 2.95 ERA, 1.41 whip, 21 in the third, 23 Ks, 12 walks, 5 home runs. In the show, he's had 39 walks and 42 in a third. He's got really nice stuff, and they expect Eli Morgan and Tristan McKenzie to be a big part of this rotation moving forward, but 6.38 ERA, 1.58 whip, but 59 Ks in 42 and a third. What do we do with Tristan McKenzie? Brad Keller. This guy was supposed to be a big part of this Royals rotation that's been bad. 6-9, 6.39 ERA, 1.82 whip, 13 home runs allowed in 87 in the third, 74 Ks to 44 walks. But his last start was quality in a divisional spot. He went 6 in the third, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 2 walks, 7 Ks, and a 6-2 loss at home versus the Twinkies. The Royals are hitting 241, 689 OPS versus righties. Indians 231, 697 OPS. Royals bullpen has been so bad. 6.30 ERA, 1.64 whip, converted just 4 of 11 save opportunities. And the Indians bullpen that was so strong to start the year in the last 30 days is a 5.20 ERA, 1.36 whip, have converted 4 of 8 save opportunities. Okay. Whom do you trust? Let's see if the baseball data can lead us anywhere here. Against Keller, they're hitting 220 with a 626 OPS. He seems to be good in these division games. And Tristan McKenzie, they're hitting 163 with a 530 OPS against them. Professor Chris says, I'd like Royals first 5 if the price gets a bit better. Brian Arpin on Cleveland, team total over 4.5. And Millsy, Long Beach in the house. Okay. So, what do we do here? This is tricky. This total's gone from 9.5 to 10. Cleveland's gone from minus 134 to minus 136. So a 2-cent move towards the Indians. And let's see where the cash is. Let's see what R is saying about McKenzie. McKenzie, bad pitcher over game. Both pitchers have really strong numbers against the opposition. And one thing that happens to these young, pitchers that are supposed to be sort of studs is they go down to the minors for a month and they realize the opportunity they have in the majors and they want to stay up there. But I'm hesitant to trust. We have 3,001 tickets in, 69% of the tickets and 63% of the cash are on the Indians. 36% of the tickets are on the under, and 55% of the cash is on the under. 55% of the cash on the under. CT Bay says is Karen Chak and the bullpen friends were using the sticky stuff. DC says overs 8-1 in Royals last 12 road games versus a right-handed starter. Huh. Look, it just doesn't correlate. Not enough of this correlates. I'm not going to... Look, I don't know what to have faith in here. Jeff Slaughter says, I'll be in the stands tonight for Rangers game, so bet Ace. It's our man Slaughter going to the Rangers game tonight. Beauty. Okay, no move for me in Kansas City Royals at Cleveland Indians. Look, I got to make money and got to have an edge that I trust. All right, so I made one bet before I came here on the Minnesota Twins first 4.5, -0.5, -120. I've made no additions yet. And Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day, Oakland -135. There you go, Slaughter. There you go. Ron Crawford backing it as well. Okay, we move on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern, Philadelphia Phillies, 42-43, 18-27 on the road at the Boston Red Sox, 54-34, 27-17 at home. We're at Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, 69 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 9 miles per hour out to right. We have Vince Velasquez, who I never know what to do with this guy. His pitches don't have much movement, and I think he's so vulnerable. But when I fade him, he has good starts. He's coming off a shit start at home. Now he goes out on the road. He went 6 innings, 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 homers, 3 walks, 4 Ks, and 11-1 loss at home versus the Padres. Garrett Richards, 4-5, 4.88 ERA, 1.68 WHIP, 86 2/3, 69 Ks, 42 walks, 11 home runs. We had Jose break down how much speed, how much velocity Garrett Richards has lost with the crackdown on sticky stuff. It's crazy. It's like he's a different pitcher now. Jose says the first 5 over 5.5 was almost a say-hey play of the day. Last outing, Richards seemingly figured his shit out, but we'll see. And here we go. Nigel Lee says this game is getting canceled. It's pouring here. Let's go to spot pouring in Boston. It's got 15% chance of rain for the game for nighttime. Sebastian A says over in this Red Sox Phillies game. Over. I mean, that's just screaming at us, isn't it? So Jose says Richards seemingly figured it out in his last start. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no homers, 3 walks, 2 Ks, and 7-6 extra inning loss at Oakland. Phillies are hitting 233, 704 OPS versus righties. Red Sox 255, 756 OPS versus righties. And Phillies bullpen the last 30 days, 4.61 ERA, 1.29 WHIP. Him converted just 5 of 15 save opportunities. Terrible. Red Sox bullpen 4.15 ERA, 1.42 WHIP. Converted 9 of 14 save opportunities. I love it, Michael Irvelina. I love it. Walking in the ocean with my girlfriend right now looking for sand dollars. Michael Irvelina. Oh, man. I love it. And Millsy says, I'm taking Morton over 6.5 Ks. Okay, so Phillies, Red Sox. Let's dive in a little deeper. We'll start with the baseball data. Against Vince Velasquez, 171, 523 OPS. This guy confounds me, man. The Red Sox are 6 for 35 against him with a double and a home run. Fucking guy. And then Garrett Richards are hitting 242, 592 OPS, so he's got great success against these guys. Oh, man. Very, very tricky. Very tricky. All right. Let's look at this market move. And look, I want to fire shots, man. I don't. Boston opening up at -133 to now -124. A 9-cent move towards Vince Velasquez. This total opened up at 10.5 and has moved to 11. It's strange, Mally Mal. It's very strange. Very strange. Okay, let's see where the cash flow is at here. In this interleague game, we have 69% of the tickets on the Red Sox and just 39% of the cash. Then we have 42% of tickets on the under, so the public on the over, but 71% of cash is on the under. All right. I'm not going to risk it. I don't know what to make of these bums on the mound. Okay, we move on. Now, I was waiting for confirmation that it's Tyler Anderson versus Marcus Stroman. And it's not. See, of course not. It's Brubaker versus Walker. Okay. Of course. I don't know why. Okay, so that's fine. So we have that all set up from yesterday's card. So let's go back to Brubaker versus Taijuan Walker. Here we go. Quickly, sorry. Brubaker versus Walker. Where is it? Sorry, here. What the hell is it? On yesterday's breakdowns. What the hell? Rockies, Yankees. Oh, here we go. So Sharpie yesterday was going to be on Brubaker over 4.5 Ks. We know that Brubaker is so good at home and he struggles on the road. 4-8, 4.09 ERA, 1.14 WHIP. A doubleheader in Queens tomorrow instead of today. Okay, CT Bays. So 81 Ks and 83 and 2/3, 18 walks, 16 home runs. In Brubaker's last start, it was at home versus the Brewers, and he did not look good. It was the first time he's really been touched at home. 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 homers, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. Taijuan Walker on the other hill, 5 2/3 last start, an 8-3 win at the Yankees. 5 2/3, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 2 walks, 5 Ks. He's been very good this year. 2.44 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, 87 Ks, and 27 walks. D-Mac saying that the Mets game is raining. I have all these games going today. So I know there's a lot of rain right now, but a lot of the rain stops. We have no games in danger of being cut right now. Oh, at first pitch, there's a 17% chance of rain. So, all right. So there's Taijuan Walker going up against Brubaker. Pirates 230, 655 OPS versus righties. Mets 227, 668 OPS versus righties. They both struggle versus righties. The Pirates bullpen has been very bad, surprisingly bad. I didn't realize how bad they'd been the last 30 days. 5.10 ERA, 1.43 WHIP, have converted 4 of 6 save opportunities. Mets bullpen 3.75 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 9 of 10 save opportunities. So let's see where the market has gone with this. Walker opening up at minus 195. He's now minus 201. This total at 7.5 at minus 115 is now at minus 107 towards the under. So there's been an 8-cent move towards the over. Mike M says not a fan of playing the game if same pitching after a delay. Says Brubaker is garbage on the road and Taijuan is crushing. Sharpie says the dirty case still alive for yesterday. I'm still on Brubaker over 4.5. So it's dropped to minus 120. It's dropped to minus 120. It's cool. We got to let It's Brit BIA do his thing here. We don't ban, haters, whatever. We have certain rules here. So he's not breaking any of the rules. Guys can be the villain in the chat and all they want, and pick who they want to fade all they want. So let's not time them out, if that's okay, Jose. The only rules we have in the chat, we all know them. No spam, no racism, no lying. So, I'm having a good baseball season, but you guys have seen how much heat I've taken in years past. So, okay. Let's move on. So we have this Pirates, New York Mets spot. Let's go to the baseball data. And Brubaker, only 3 batters have seen Brubaker and only 1 has seen Walker. And let's go to the cash flow here in this spot, and there's going to be very few tickets. Actually, 2,320 tickets in. So 84% of the tickets on the Mets, 86% of the cash, and then 60% of the tickets and 96% of the cash on the under. I wonder if we think that Brubaker is vulnerable, and maybe he is vulnerable on the road. And the Pirates bullpen has been so bad. So how expensive should the Mets be? That's what you have to ask yourself in this spot. Minus 200 and plus 105 is pretty expensive. Let's put it in the calculator right now. Minus 200 and plus 105 gives us a minus 146. And Nigel Lee says, I see Walker on the mound at home. I bet Mets. End of story. Viper MB says Brubaker is a bum. Kyle Hintley, look, there's not the rain is supposed to stop at all these ballparks. So Pirates, Mets. Malamel says Pirates just got smoked, but they won that series. I don't like the Pirates here. Nilo shouting out the Dirty K props. Lucky Power in the house. The question is, the Mets are a likely winner here. But how much should it cost you? CT Base says Mets either win and go under at Citi Field. Yes, Kyle. I think all these games are going to be played. So it's 17% chance of rain at first pitch. So nice, Maxie. Thank you, Matt. CT Base says minus 195 is too expensive. Well, I would never bet at minus 125, but is it worth the minus 146? So on the minus one line, probably not. There's been a 6-cent move towards the Mets, 6 cents, and they have 86% of cash. You'd think there'd probably be a bigger move, but it's already at such a big spot. Nufflush Allen says Mets team totals at 4.5 plus 110. I don't want to mess with that. And North End says I can't put minus 200 on the spin rate guy. Okay, Danny A says I can see New York from my office. It's going to start pouring here in a few hours. Expected delay at least. It's probably too expensive. It is probably too expensive. Mally Mouse says Walker all day at the house. Mike M says first 5 under 4 is getting beefy, but worth the look. CT Base says Mets probably win 4-2. Pen is fresh. DC taking Mets first, or taking Mets minus 1.5. I am not against the look on the Mets. I just wonder if it's too expensive. Brian Watson says bet 365 doesn't have Met props. Okay, Mets minus 1. CT Base says full game under the better value. I'm a little concerned about Brubaker. And if I'm concerned about Brubaker, I just have to decide how expensive it is to be the Mets. Slatsy's saying you called Jay's game rain out. Now you say Mets will play. Yes. A weatherman gambler, I would love that shit. Okay, so is it too expensive? So I'll just put that note here. I think the Mets are the play. All right, we move on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Toronto Blue Jays at Tampa Bay Rays. We're at Tropicana Field. Kyle Hintlian, thank you, my friend. A little dono from our guy Kyle Hintlian. You're a good man. Thank you. All right, Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg, Florida. No need for weatherman predictions here with the dome in this shithole Tropicana Field. Alek Manoah, 2-0, 2.70 ERA, 1.01 whip, 36 2/3, 43 Ks, 12 walks, 7 home runs. Robert Cherry says, juiced or not, you cannot fade Walker at home in this spot when he stepped up as of late. And here we go. The 5 Czar locks. Dream, Fever, Lynx. The man eats. He eats in WNBA. Thank you for sharing your hard work with us. I'm going to copy and paste it. All right. Okay. Let's get back to work here. Alek Manoah, last start was very good, but it was here at Tropicana against these Rays. 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs, 1 walk, 10 Ks. Is he going to do that again to this lineup? Who is decent versus righties, 232, 726 OPS. Going up against Shane McClanahan, the lefty, the Jays smash lefties, 257, 764 OPS. McClanahan 3-3, 4.18 ERA, 1.23 whip, 56 innings, 66 Ks, 18 walks, 9 home runs. Mike M. All right. Jays bullpen last 30 days, not as bad as I imagined. 3.93 ERA, 1.19 whip, have converted 4 of 7. They've been better than the Rays bullpen, surprisingly. 4.19 ERA, 1.17 whip, converted 4 of 7 save opportunities. All right, let's go to baseball data here in this spot. Jays, Rays. Of course, Manoah just shut this team down over 7 innings, so they went 3 for 21 against them. 2 singles and a double. 143 average, 372 OPS. Against McClanahan, 189 with a 593 OPS. Sharpie says, now this game you can actually bring up the spin rate. McClanahan's spin rate and velocity being down, cashing his under Ks. Both teams going versus same team last 5 days has me straight off. Leafs fan says that's because Chatwood's hurt. Yeah. The Clay 719. Any basic horse racing tips for degenerate in training? Yes, join us on Thursday and cap the Saratoga card with us. Opening day Saratoga, and ask questions all day. We'll be happy to answer. R says Toronto hit McClanahan hard last time. I'd lean Toronto. So let's see what the market has done in this spot. We have. Where is it? Here we go. We have the Rays opening up at -130. They're now -125. This total's gone from 9 to 8.5. So a 5-cent move towards the Jays. We have 62% of the tickets and 61% of the cash on the Jays. 67% of the tickets on the under, but just 47% of the cash. So a feeling that there might be an over, but it's gone from 9 to 8.5. Sharpie says, I think this is the biggest trap on the board. When do you see a team total at 3.5 for the Jays? Gerald Jones says Jays' first 5 is his look. Well, first off, I'm very uncomfortable backing a young pitcher after he shuts down an opponent. DC says over is 4-0 in McClanahan's last 4 starts on turf. And I've been staying away from Manoah's starts. I don't know what we're going to get from him. So I do not want to. I'm certainly. It's Blue Jays are no bet. And I think it's going to be no bet. Let's move on to 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Oakland Athletics 50-39, 23-17 on the road at Texas Rangers 34-53, 21-23 at home. We're at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Again, the roof is probably closed, but it's a nice night in Texas. This is the game that our man Jeff Slaughter will be at live. 84 Fahrenheit, humid, partly cloudy, 13 miles per hour sideways out to the left field pole if the roof is open. And Joe Jones says, my brother going to Saratoga track next Friday. I love it. And Leafs fan says no bet for me. And Kyle Hindley says go first 5 Jays over. Team total for Jays is 1.5. Why would it be 1.5? It's just fishy, man. It's fishy. All right, Cole Irvin. These fucking soft tossing lefties, man. I mean, he doesn't throw that soft, but he throws like 91. And he's a big guy. You'd think he'd throw faster. 6-7, 3.56 ERA, 1.21 whip, 101 innings, 73 Ks, 19 walks, 10 home runs. In his last start, he went 7 innings. He allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 1 homer, 2 walks, 5 Ks, an extra inning win at home versus the Red Sox. Slatsy saying Manoah's such a loose cannon, you never know what you're going to get with him. DC says A's are 6-0 in Irvin's last 6 starts. Robert Cherry says Manoah goes 4 hits, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. Wow, well then they're going to win. And Jose says he was also a soft tossing lefty. Millsy saying big salute to Mama Bag on Razor Show yesterday. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. Very, very memorable night. Cole Irvin going up against Jordan Lyles, who I've made. So there's certain pitchers that have hurt me fading them nonstop. Not Lyles. My ROI is good versus Lyles, but there's been times I've been sure that Lyles was going to get assaulted, and he hasn't. And Pikers on White Sox and Dodgers run lines, keeping it simple and square. All this thinking has been costing me money. Interesting, Piker. Interesting. A's versus righties, 232, 718 OPS. Rangers versus lefties, 247, 700 OPS. They hit lefties much stronger than they hit righties. A's bullpen in the last 30 days, 3.81 ERA, 1.18 whip. I expect them to get stronger as the season goes on. I had higher expectations of this bullpen. The Rangers bullpen, 4.32 ERA, 1.30 whip. Mr. Gokster, holler at me. You got my number. Holler at me, man. I'd love to hang. Dizzy Rothstein says, I'm on the A's. Big win for them. Every A's win over Texas has been by more than one run. Take the run line as well from our guy, Dizzy Rothstein. All right, let's go to baseball data here. Against Irvin, they're hitting 350 with an 809 OPS. 7 for 20 with a double. Against Lyles, 219, 558 OPS. There's no way that I back Lyles under any circumstances. But I don't trust Irvin on the mound, even though he's been good of late. And that was a great start at home versus the Red Sox, but now he goes on the road. Yes, Nasty Nate, Matt has shown his taint, and it is the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros full game. So this is a complete stay-off game for me at this point. Let's just see what the market has done. The Irvin and the A's open up minus 130. They're now minus 127, a 3-cent move towards the Rangers. This total was initially juiced to the under. It's now juiced to the over. You know, that is something that I get. I get the over. But do you want an over in Globe Life Field, especially if the roof's closed? I don't. I don't at all. Let's see what the market or where the cash lies in the spot here. We have 3,101 tickets in. 75% of the tickets and 81% of the cash on the A's, and yet it's a slight move towards the Rangers. And then we have 37% of the tickets on the under and 82% of the cash on the under. So sharps have come in and smashed this under. And look, I do not want overs at Globe Life Field ever. Joshua Wilcox says Rangers are 1-10 following a rest day. That's a very interesting stat. Thank you, Joshua. Carlos Luder's looking at the Elvis Andrews over 1.5. And Matty Ice says the under is on my card. Wow. All right, we move on to 8:10 p.m. Eastern. There's no move for me, and I know I've been saying that a lot lately. But there are moves. I do think that the Mets at -1, the more I think about it, is it just really feels like the right bet. I've already bet the Twins first 4.5 -0.5. Zach Polachek, which information do you speak of? Because I use different sites for all these different information. If you're talking about where the tickets and the money is, it's from Sports Insights. And it's expensive, but it's worth it. There's Vicente Gigante in the house. Rodney Barton says Jordan Lyles is a dumpster fire, and so are the Athletics in their last 6 games. That's well put. All right. Kyle Hintley says, you guys want a winner tonight? Yes, we do, Kyle, badly. All right. And our guy Swervin, it's his birthday today. And he was up late drinking with us. We celebrated his birthday after midnight on Razor Sharp's show. So I want to give a big shout out to our man Swervin, who's had our back since day one. And Kyle Hintley says Columbia wins today. There's your gift. All right, let's talk Reds, Milwaukee Brewers. This is an interesting one that I'm close to possibly pulling the trigger. The Reds are 45-42, 22-22 on the road at the Brewers, 53-36, 27-18 at home. We're at American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 71 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 6 miles per hour in. Wade Miley on the hill, 6-4, 3.06 ERA, 1.15 whip, 88 in the third, 72 Ks, 23 walks, 6 home runs. In his last start, he went 6 2/3, 10 hits allowed, but bent and didn't break, which is something that he does very well. Only 2 earned runs allowed, 1 walk, 3 Ks with a 3-2 win at home versus the Cubbies. Eric Lauer on the other side, somebody that I want to fade, but he's been good. And he's coming off a nice start at Pittsburgh. 6 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 4 Ks, an 11-2 win. He's got a 4.11 ERA, 1.31 whip on the season. And Eric Lauer is another one of these vets that could have been picked up, for a bag of baseballs. And he now has a real, it looks like he's going to be a stick in this rotation, and it's a very good rotation. Look at Robert Allen, 9-0, 9 full units. Nice job, Robert Allen. I love it. Respect. Nice work. Okay. So, first off, Reds don't hit lefties. 224, 682 OPS. And Brewers' offense is meek, but they hit lefties better than the Reds. 216, 704 OPS. Reds bullpen has been very good in the last 30 days. That took me by surprise. We've been talking about their year-long stats and what a train wreck they've been, but they've been very good in the last 30 days. And that's something that Sharpie alluded to at some point, I believe, last week. 3.58 ERA, 1.31 whip, have converted 9 of 14 save opportunities. The Brewers bullpen, 3.02 ERA, 1.20 whip, have converted 8 of 13 save opportunities. All right, let's go to baseball data and see what the market's doing. With Wade Miley against these guys, they're hitting 269 with a 737 OPS. Only guy with a homer is Jace Peterson. Against Lauer, they're hitting 296, 861 OPS. I do not trust Lauer. Czar says I like the Reds. I get it. I do not trust Lauer. And Wade Miley is a crafty vet. All right, let's see where we have for cash flow in this game. First off, the market has the Reds opening up as favorites, slight favorites, and a huge move towards the Brewers. The total has gone from 8.5 to 9. And the bullpens are pitching very well. 8.5 to 9. I agree with that move towards the over, but and we have 61% of the tickets on the over and 96% of the cash. Wow. 61% of the tickets on the Brew Crew and 78% of the cash. Javier Gonzalez says, I like the under. Puzzler saying, feeling pretty cautious today myself. So am I. Robert Cherry says, I'm 2-5 taking the Reds lately. I'm torn. Well, I'm not going to take the Reds. I'm not going to go up against this huge market move. But, and then the bullpens are playing so well for both. So I don't think I can take the over. And Ishmael Reeves liking the under. This would be for sure an over or no bet. I just want to make sure that that Bet365 opened this at 8.5 so that there's a market move that I don't have or didn't take advantage of. And yes, they opened at 8.5. It was available 8.5 until 10:30 p.m. The over keeps taking money. The over makes sense to me. Okay, so let's break it down a little more. If the bullpens are playing so well, and we don't want to go up against the bullpens, then why don't we just take a look at the first 5 total here? It opened under 4.5. Now it's up over 4.5. My mouth says want no part of Wade Miley right now. So I think there's going to be runs. I agree with this market move towards the over. I don't believe in Eric Lauer. A Wade Miley bends but doesn't break. And I'm going to take the first 5 over 4.5. Yeah, we got. I was very thankful for that 5th inning. I am going to add the first 5 over 4.5 in Cincinnati Reds, Milwaukee Brewers. We move on to the only bet that I made before I got here. That is the Minnesota Twins. I think that Matt Manning is going to get hurt. I don't know if he's ready to be pitching in the majors, and I do think he's got a lot of potential, but I think he's in tough. I really think he's in tough here at Target Field, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the Tigers are playing really good ball. And the Twins bullpen is a train wreck. So Twins first 5 was the best bet that I could see on the board. Best bet for me. What's Fat Fap saying? Says best bet for me today, Minnesota team to score first. Oh, that's a very interesting look. Tigers are 40-48, 19-26 on the road at Minnesota Twins, 36-50, 19-25 at home. There's Twate Latte. God, I miss you. We got to get you on this show, Twatty. I could miss my guy, Twate Latte. 77 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 8 miles per hour in. Matt Manning, 1-2, 7.94 ERA, 1.76 whip. He made it through just 2 2/3 in his last start. Allowed 7 hits, just 2 earned runs. But Kenta Maeda coming off a nice start at the Royals. I only had the last 5 starts of his up. They were all on the road. I think he'll be happy getting back home. He looked good at the Royals. 6 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 10 Ks. That's tough. 5 straight starts on the road. Tigers versus righties, 236, 698 OPS. Twins versus righties, 238, 740 OPS. The Tigers bullpen in the last 30 days is consistent with what they've been all year. Bad. 5.28 ERA, 1.45 whip, converted 6 of 7. Twins bullpen, 5.27 ERA, 1.42 whip, converted 7 of 9. Robert Allen says Twins and Tigers are two of the best teams to bet on in Major League Baseball because they are always getting great prices. I do like the over in this game, though. DC says Twins are 7-1 their last 8 games. They started with a whip greater than 1.30. Gerald Jones says Minnesota Detroit over a good look. Well, I think Matt Manning is going to get touched. Now, it's 77 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy with the wind coming in. Let's see if we have any baseball data to back anything up here. The Twins haven't seen Manning. And 246, 710 OPS, the Tigers are versus Maeda. And the market move, earlier this morning, there had been a huge move towards Minnesota. And I'm only doing the first 4.5 in this game, and that's just because the 5 wasn't available. Full game here in this Twinkie spot. The Twins opened up at minus 180. There's been a 58-cent move towards them. That just tells me that Matt Manning is going to get touched here. It really does. It really does. Patrick Blanda in the house says, I think you take the over in the Tigers game. The starters don't give it the bullpen's will. Yeah, I'm not against it. Let's see where the cash is, actually. Let's just see where the cash is here. We have 61% of the tickets and 56% of the cash on the Twins. That makes me uncomfortable. But Detroit's rolling, and Detroit's a huge dog, so probably too big of a dog, full game with the way they're playing. And then we have 57% of the tickets and 72% of the cash on the under. But my whole belief is that the Twins are going to get to. Let me just quickly see what the team told us. I'd prefer not to double up here. The team told us 5.5 minus 110. I don't want it. All right, so I like the look. I'm confident in it. Cecil Hawkins says I like that value plus 210. I get it. I completely get it. Robert Allen bet 365 does off his 4.5s. And 4 or 5 years ago I was hammering them all the time. I preferred them, because I could get way less juice on the home squad. But it wasn't that. It was that I liked taking the road team to get 5 opportunities to 4.5. Or to 4, excuse me. All right, so Minnesota Twins, first 5. I'm on it. First 4.5, minus a half, and minus 120. All right, we move on to 8:10 p.m. Eastern, the Houston Astros. Houston Astros is the taint play of the day at minus 130. It's New York Yankees, 44-42, 21-20 on the road at Houston Astros, 54-34, 28-17 at home. I repeat, taint's been on a rough run, but we believe in the taint. We believe in the taint. Astros, full game, minus 130. All right, not only is the taint play of the day, the Houston Astros, but our man Jose coming off a nail-biting winner yesterday. It was a great bet, and it shouldn't have been nail-biting. It was some errors, some sloppy play on the under 7.5 in the Dodgers Marlins game. It was an important victory for him. Important victory. He's having a winning week right now, and that stash looking goddamn good. Please welcome to the show my man and yours, star of the Say Hey play of the day, Jose in the house. What up, Jose? How are you?
Jimmy, I'm doing well. A rare win for the boys last night. I was on our good friend Ian Cameron, a.k.a. Bobano, and Connor Mack's closing time show with them. I do it every Tuesday and Thursday, so I was on there during the game, and it was a fun watch. Turnsey was in there watching with us, a couple of other guys. It was a good time.
Mr. New to Town, a.k.a. Twate, is also on the taint play of the day, Houston Astros. Nestor Cortez, I watched his last start. He was not happy to get pulled after 3 1/3, and he looked very good in that 4-2 win at home versus the Mets in the 7-inning doubleheader. He may be the only man in baseball right now with a nicer-looking mustache than you, Jose. Going up against Jake Odorizzi, who's been very good of late. Last start was a 3-2 win at the Indians, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. One of them earned. No homers, 2 walks, 2 Ks, and a 3-2 win. Odorizzi, 3.70 ERA, 0.97 whip. Yankees don't hit don't hit righties hard, 228, 701 OPS. Astros smash righties, 265, 785 OPS. And Yankees bullpen over the last 30 days has been bad, 4.97 ERA, 1.41 whip, as the Astros bullpen has been quite good over the last 30 days, 3.29 ERA, 1.18 whip. And Leafs fan, thank you very, very much for that dono. It means a ton to us. You're a good man. Thank you. And razor sharp picks. A lot of nice things coming in about you. This one is Razor asking you to take a shower.
I'll take off my shirt right now. Razor.
No, please. No, we don't want those sloppy titties on the show.
They are very bitch titty, let me tell you.
Sharpie is on a Dirty K prop is out. Dirty K prop is out. I'm going to copy and paste it, and we're going to go right back to it after we hear how Jose is going to bet this Astros-Yankees game. Take it away, man.
So it seems like everyone knows that the Astros are going to win this game. I'm not going to go that way. I didn't want to go all the way up to minus 130 for my play, but I've been monitoring the total in this game. Opening the show, we're at over 9 even money. Pinnacle pushed it up to 9.5. It might have been just me. I don't know. Push it up for 9.5, and now we're back down to 9 minus 112. So I'm taking the over in this game. I think we do see a lot of offense. Both these pitchers, I mean, it seems pretty obvious. Me and my cousin Nestor Cortez, I'm not a fan. You know, maybe we look alike. Maybe we probably sound alike too. You know, I can imagine his voice in my head now. But I think we do get a lot of offense today. And Jake Odorizzi has been the worst pitcher on the Astros. He's not a good starting pitcher. He was signed for depth at the end of the year. I mean, I thought, you know, he would turn out to be pretty good, but I'm out on Jake Odorizzi as well. So give me the over in this game. So we see a lot of offense. Maybe you put the over and the Astros together, combine and get some good plus money odds right there. Very interesting. Your hate for Jake Odorizzi. Very interesting. So we've seen a 6-cent move to the Yankees. 6-cent move to the Yankees. Let's see where the cash is. We have 26% of the tickets and 41% of the cash on the Yankees, and yet a 6-cent move towards them. We have 41% of tickets on the under and 70% of the cash. And I'm surprised. My very first thought was when I woke up, I guess even last night when I was capping it, was to back the Astros. And I liked what I saw from Cortez in his last start. I really liked it. He was very passionate. He was not happy that he got taken off the mound. He stayed in the dugout for the entire game. I am hesitant to make either of these moves, and I'm not going to. I'm going to cheer you guys on. So we have the taint play of the day on the Astros and Jose's Seihei play of the day on the over. Jose, before we let you go, it's All-Star break coming up. What are your plans for these days off? Well, Jimmy, I don't want to be too graphic. Let's start there. But I think the home run derby is Monday night. I'm not absolutely sure. Yeah. But I plan on pleasuring myself throughout the night watching the home run derby. Salvador Perez, my best friend. Jimmy, I see that finger of yours. I came so close to pulling it. my finger was just about to pull it. Okay, so my best friend, Salvador Perez, home run derby, gave me $100. Never forget. He's my guy. I actually have a signed baseball over there. Shohei Ohtani, one of my man crushes, obviously in the home run derby. I will be betting on both of those guys. And then I will probably be betting on the All-Star game because it's fun to bet on. You know, it's a good time. But I don't do anything, Jimmy. I don't have a life. And but my life has been consumed by signing athletes. So I'll say this now. Shout out to the brand new Pub Sports Radio athlete, my man Lorenzo, UTSA defensive lineman. Go follow him on Twitter, retweet him, go say hello. And he's going to have a new show on the network soon. So very nice. I love it. Sounds like more man crushes in your future, Jose.
the over in Astros Yankees, the say hey play of the day. Okay, thank you.
A lot of puking in the chat today. We're just Jimmy, play the taint play of the day. Play Mia. We need her. We need her back.
Okay. Let's wipe the slate clean. Let's wipe the slate. The say play of the day. Also, while that was going on, the Dirty K prop came in. Kenta Maeda over 5.5 strikeouts at -140. This is from our man Sharpie. He says he's 2-0 to the number versus a team at a 27% K rate in his last 5 games. Going versus Detroit, who's a 29% K rate last 15 days, 28% K rate last 30 days. Kenta Maeda over 5.5 Ks at -140 is the Dirty K prop of the day. All right, let's move on. So,
hey Jimmy, I don't need to interrupt, Jimmy, but I have the new Taint trailer, by the way, in here, and Mia's staring us straight in the face now.
Yeah, I like it. Can you play it?
I'm gonna play her right now, but I would like to introduce, like you said earlier, the masses. I think everyone once a day asks for Mia, and I had to oblige everyone. So
I love it, and I respect it.
Yeah, we have to introduce in the new video.
I love it. I'd much rather hear you talk about Mia than any of your man crushes. All right, we move on. Taint Astros -130 full game, and Jose on the over in this Cortez Odorizzi start. We move on to 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Next up on the docket, Washington Nationals 42-44, 18-22 on the road at San Francisco Giants 54-32, 27-13 at home. We're at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California, 66 Fahrenheit, clear 9 miles per hour at left center. I'm still laughing at Jose could see my head moving to pull him off. Oh, that's funny. Paulo Espino on the hill for the Nats. 2-2, 2.48 ERA, 0.93 whip, 40 innings, 28 Ks, 7 walks, 4 home runs. In his last start, it was at home versus the Dodgers. Wasn't very good. He went 4 1/3, allowed 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and just 2 Ks. Going up against Logan Webb. Logan Webb has real ugly stuff, but he gets the job done, especially at home. 4-3, 3.86 ERA, 1.29 whip, 49 innings, 54 Ks, 17 walks, 4 home runs. In his last start, he went 5 innings, allowed just 1 hit, 2 runs, just 1 was earned, no homers, no walks, 7 Ks, and 11-6 win. And the Nats are hitting 249, 722 OPS versus righties, and the Nats bullpen over the last 30 days, 4.01 ERA, 1.21 whip, converted 10 to 14 save opportunities. The Giants bullpen has been very, very good of late. Let's see where the market move is here with this Nationals Giants spot. We have the total opening up at 9, and Pinnacle's moved it down to 8.5. Then we have the Giants opening up at -166, now -148. So an 18-cent move, towards Espino and the Nats. Okay, interesting. Nats, Giants. Let's see what the baseball data is going to tell us. Against Espino, they're 5 for 11 with 2 jacks. Wow, they got to Espino easily in the last start, and yet the money's moving over to him and the Nats. Only Josh Bell has seen Logan Webb. Huh. Very, very, very interesting in this Nats Giants spot. Let's see where the cash is here. I'm surprised that this move is happening towards the Nats. I know they've been hitting the ball well. 50% of the tickets on the Nats, 61% of the cash, and then 48% of the tickets on the over, and 95% of the cash is on the over, and yet it's dropped a half run. I need to hear what Nutflush Allen thinks about this spot because I'm kind of betwixt here. And very interesting. It's dropped a half run, all the money on the over. I do not feel confident making a move here. So we'll hear what our Nutflush Allen has to say. And then right now. We will break down the next stop on the docket, 10:10 p.m. Eastern. LA Angels 44-42, 18-22 on the road. At Seattle Mariners 46-42, 27-19 at home. T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington, 77 Fahrenheit, clear, 7 miles per hour in. Alex Cobb going up against Marco Gonzalez. Cobb 6-3, 4.60 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 16 2/3, 69 Ks, 18 walks, 3 home runs. In his last start, he went 7 2/3, allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks, and a 4-1 win at home versus the O's. Marco Gonzalez 1-5, 5.82 ERA, 1.45 WHIP, 51 innings, 46 Ks, 20 walks, and 13 home runs. In his last start, he only made it through 3 1/3. The Rangers got to him. 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 homers, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and a 7-3 loss at home. Angels hit lefties hard, 260, 774 OPS, and the Mariners are just 216, 670 OPS versus righties. Angels bullpen last 30 days, 5.29 ERA, 1.44 WHIP, converted 9 and 15 save opportunities. The Mariners bullpen, 4.16 ERA, 1.27 WHIP, converted to 6 of 11 save opportunities. Mike Jones, the taint play today is the Astros. The Astros. I have Nats, Giants. Why is he saying that? Padres. I didn't. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so Cobb versus Gonzalez. Let's see what the baseball data, if that leads us anywhere here. Against Cobb, they're hitting 256, 661 OPS. Believing that Cobb was going to be better has hurt my bankroll over the years, and I'm hesitant to do it here. Against Gonzalez, these Angels are hitting 227 with a 782 OPS against Marco Gonzalez. Fletcher 9 for 28 against them, and Ohtani has yet to see him. Coco Bongo says, I'm on the Angels' first 5 at plus 100. So we have the Angels opening up at minus 129 to now minus 120, a 9-cent move towards the Mariners. This total opened up over 8.5 at minus 110. It's now over 8.5 at minus 113. Sean V says Cobb is being trash on the road. So let's see where the cash is here in this spot. 3,076 tickets in. We have 40% of the tickets and 21% of the cash on the Mariners, and yet a 9-cent move towards them. That is tricky information. And we don't have the cash on the total, but we have 83% of the tickets on the over. Wow. So we've just added a few tickets. So 79% of the money line cash, 79%. On the Angels, and the market moved towards the Mariners. Gerald Jones says Angels 9 wins, 3 losses, and Cobb starts. It's tricky. It's very, very tricky. Why would there be a 9-cent move, towards the Mariners if the money is all on the Angels? All right. No move from me in Cobb Gonzalez. Let's go to 10:10 p.m. Eastern. Arizona Diamondbacks 25-64, 10-36 on the road at the Dodgers, 54-34, 28-13 at home. We're at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. 78 Fahrenheit, clear, 7 miles per hour, out to right center. We have and let's see what the Nuts Flush is saying. I've seen tons of Giants and Padres games, and I promise you, the visiting team on the final game will be out in downtown San Diego. I know firsthand that will be the spot today, Giants money line. So interesting. A belief that the Nationals would have gone out in San Diego last night. That's a very interesting take. Not Flush. Wow. And we've seen that 18-cent move towards the Nationals. That's wild. Okay. Diamondbacks, Dodgers. We have Taylor Widener going up against David Price. Widener 1-0, 2.63 ERA, 1.17 WHIP, 24 innings, 20 Ks, 8 walks, 4 home runs. His last start, he went through just 1.5 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, 2 Ks, and a 4-3 loss. At the Rockies, Price 3.58 ERA, 1.66 WHIP. Last appearance, he went 2 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, and a 5-1 win at Washington. Diamondbacks versus lefties. 244, 731 OPS. Dodgers versus righties, 247, 760 OPS. The Diamondbacks bullpen over the last 30 days has been atrocious. 5.97 ERA, 1.62 WHIP, have converted 2 of 7 save opportunities. While the Dodgers bullpen has been quite good, best in the league. 3.01 ERA, 1.19 WHIP, have converted 9 of 12 save opportunities. Carlos Luis says over 8.5 at Dodger Stadium is a no-brainer. Let's go to baseball data first. Only Pollock has seen Widener. And against Price, they are hitting 264 with a 657 OPS, but it won't be long that Price will be in there. And Nutflash Allen says, guaranteed the Nats were out last night in downtown and now rolling in the San Francisco Giants all day on a sleepy Nats team. Even the first 5 Giants play seems really good looking. Wow. Robert Allen says the D-backs just got smoked by the Rockies yesterday. And I was so close to taking the Rockies on the first 5, but I couldn't believe in Chitchat. And they were up 2-0 going to the bottom of the 5th and then lost that 3-2. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, so Diamondbacks, Dodgers. Price and the Dodgers opened up at minus 264. They're now minus 272. This over is taking 4 cents. Let's see the money. See where the money lies. We have 81% of the tickets on the money line tickets on the Dodgers, 80% of the cash. Now, that's just 1,828 tickets in. But 59% of the tickets on the over and 10% of the cash. So big bets coming in on the under. Sammy Comer saying, Jimmy got a lean for the afternoon game. The afternoon game made me quite uncomfortable. Wade LeBlanc just has my number, and he just gets me. He just screws me over, and so I'm not going to move in any direction, and I apologize for that. Sharpie says Price should see 4 innings today. They're going to start opening him up with Kershaw on the IL. Diamondbacks last 15, 30 days have not been hitting left-hand pitching as well as the beginning of the year. Very interesting. WT says Costa Rica sends us love, JTB. Man, God, I miss Costa Rica, too. They're going to open them up. Okay. If they open them up, I wonder if this over is in effect. I wonder, but there's 90% of the cash is on the under. It just doesn't all correlate. The Dodgers are too big of a favorite here to make me comfortable, and it's not all correlating. So what do? What I've been doing is staying off the games when it just isn't all congruent. And I know that's fucking boring, but the most important thing is to make money here. And why would 90% of the cash be on the under in this spot? 40 mil prime says Red Sox over Indians. Oh, Red Sox over, sorry. Red Sox over, Indians over, Tampa over, Reds under, Twins over, White Sox money line. And DC saying include Stein in your horizontals today, Woodbine, some good mounts. I like that. Thank you for the note. Sharpie leaning first 5 under, then hit the live over. Sean V says Dodgers should score 12 runs here. All right, let's just. Christopher Comtine says Diamondbacks don't hit good teams. Let's just take a quick look at what the Dodgers team total is. Because I wouldn't be against, but I'm sure it's just, 5.5 and expensive. Team prop here. Oh, they're not even giving me a. What fucking dicks. All right. Okay, no move for me, but what about the first 5 over? Because Price I don't think is that strong. What did the bats do against Price? 23 for 87, 9 doubles, but no homers. 264, but just 657 OPS. The first 5 total here is 4.5. Wow, it's moved to 5. Wow, of course it has moved to 5. That makes sense to me. I think that first 5 over, if you can get a 4.5, is worth betting. See, can I get it? They're not even. All right. I'm too late. But if I could get a 4.5 that wasn't too juiced, I would take it. All right. We move on to the final game on the card, 10:10 p.m. Eastern. Colorado Rockies 38-50, 7-33 on the road at the San Diego Padres, 52-38, 32-17 at home at Petco Park in San Diego, California. 73 Fahrenheit clear, 6 miles per hour in. Kyle Freeland on the bump, but we don't know. Blake Snell has been pulled So this game is still available to be better off the board. Let me just check here. It is off the board at Bet365. So let's just talk about Freeland. He's been quite good of late. His last start, 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs allowed, 3 walks, 3 Ks, and a 3-2 win at home versus the Cardinals. He got off to a terrible start this season, but he's really coming on. And the Padres are 236, 711 OPS versus lefties. So I don't know if CT Bay saying Snell overrated. Snell, I was looking at possibly fading Snell in this spot, but I need to see who they are throwing. The Padres bullpen that's led the league all year. There's a week where the Cubs got ahead of them, has been bad over the last 30 days. 4.74 ERA, 1.41 WHIP, converted 8 of 13 save opportunities. And the Rockies bullpen. So this is the importance of changing the stats from the full year to the last 30. The Rockies bullpen over the last 30 days has been better than the Padres bullpen. Gerald Jones says Snell on my fade list. Snell is not starting. They pulled Snell from their starting spot. So we will have to see and wait. All right, let's review action here on after breaking it down, what seems to be a very tricky baseball card. I'm off the 220 Cardinals Cubbies spot. At 7:05 p.m., White Sox, Orioles, strange market move towards the Orioles and made me uncomfortable. I am going to move on Sharpie's Miami Marlins team total over 3.5 at plus money. I like that look. I will roll with you. Marlins team total over 3.5. Then I don't think the Mets -1 is too expensive. Now, is it still -200 and plus 105? If it hasn't changed, I don't think it's too expensive. Where the hell is it? Shit, -210 plus 105. It's getting expensive. It's getting expensive. I think the Mets are going to win this game. And Taijuan Walker will have a good start. And then I don't have much action. I'm gonna add the first 5 over 4.5 in Reds Brewers. Miley Lauer, I think they could both get touched. I'm already on the Twins first 4.5 minus a half at -120. And the dirty K prop is Maeda over 5.5 strikeouts. Miami over 5.5 strikeouts at -140. The taint play of the day is the Astros full game, and Jose is on the over. He's on the over. We didn't give you a line on the over. Do you have one available?
Believe right now it is -112. Let me double check for you real quick. -118 now. -118.
But it was -112 when you gave it out?
It was yeah. I mean, I'll take either one. It doesn't.
No, that was my fault for not writing it down, so you shouldn't get hurt by that. The over 9 in Yankees Astros for Jose. Over 9 at -112. That is the. Say what, my man?
You're in a giving mood today, Jimmy.
I respect the fact that you let us track your record with, honesty and transparency. It's a dangerous thing, and the reason why a lot of the touts, almost all the touts, don't do it or lie about their records is because can be embarrassing. And so I applaud you having the balls to have your record up, and I respect it, my friend, much more than that stash. But I want that stash to stay. I want that stash to go nowhere. No, man. That stash going nowhere. It's going to be so gorgeous after the All-Star break. Thick and shiny. No, man. That stash going nowhere.
We'll see. I'll tell you right now, Helga, my girlfriend, has just not been pleased. It's been funny, though.
Over 9 at -112 for Jose. Say hey play of the day. Then at 9:45 p.m. Eastern, we have the Nationals Giants spot and a belief that the Nationals went out partying in San Diego last night, says our Nut Flash Allen. There's a huge market move towards the Nationals, and Nut Flash doesn't care. He's on the Giants. Angels Mariners, I am off. I wish I got the first 5 over 4.5 in Arizona, LA, or at least came to that knowledge earlier. And there you have it. And then the Czar gave out the 5 Czar locks in WNBA. He's hitting at such a high number there. Dream, Fever, and Lynx. There you have it. Our shortest show since we've come back live. And you guys have 27 minutes before the Babano and CMAC MLB show. And then we're on a little hiatus. So the next time you will see me will be Wednesday on the NBA show. And then Thursday, baby, Saratoga opening day. We have nothing without you guys. Thank you so much for your hard work, your insights, your humor in the chat. We are very, very thankful to roll with you guys. Fat Win, North Ender, Desar, Blake, Atwood, Viper NB, Robert Allen, DC, Prince of the City. Says Kim Baseball just shut down. Sammy Culmer, Matty Ice, Keon Jackson, Brian Watson, Leafs fan, Chris Smith, Johnny K, Sharpie. Sharpie says, take Padres team total 4 weeks ago versus Freeland, 4 runs in 3 innings. Freeland's last 3 starts, having teams who are not hitting left-handed pitching get in on a good number. Well, that's a very interesting look. All right. Thank you, guys. On behalf of Jose and myself, let's get paid in full. I haven't been able to give a leche out in a long time, and we're going on hiatus, so it's going to be my pleasure to leche us into the future. And I will be at Woodbine. Tonight with my mom for the first live horse racing action in like 2 years. Let's get paid in full. Have a great weekend. I can't wait to see you guys next week after the All-Star break. But most importantly, milk this shit. Leche. Hey, those bookmakers!
Where's the bang bang, Preston? Come on.
I can't breathe.
Pub Sports Radio. Come find us in Southtown 101. Subscribe on YouTube and all platforms where podcasts are found.